Hey there, it's Jim again. Want to try something. I saw Board Archive had done this on his split board, and it's something I've been thinking about for a long time and didn't realize anybody had tried it, and that's to apply an aquaphobic substance to the top of your board. He did it on a split board because as he's climbing, the board can get heavy with additional snow. And same kind of goes for monoski, in that once you get snow buildup and ice buildup, it just adds weight. And unlike with a ski where you can usually get most of it off with the pole and the baskets on the pole, the monoskis are a little bit too wide for that, and so you can end up with a fair amount of buildup. So I really wanted to try the Never Wet. Unfortunately, I struggled to find it locally, and so I actually was able to get the Never Wet rain repellent. It's meant for your windshield, but I figured, what the heck, let's try it and see how that works. See if it actually keeps the board clean, and I'm gonna get the chance to test out tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get a little fresh snow tonight and it'll be a good test. So first though, I really need to clean the top of this board. It's been way too long since I've put any kind of scrub into it. So I'm gonna do that first. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna let it dry for a few minutes and then I'll get back and do the Never Wet treatment. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's give this a try. I went ahead and cleaned it, gave it time to dry. I'm gonna try the Never Wet rain repellent. I'm using my old board just on the off chance that it does anything to the top sheet. I'd rather it did to my old one than my brand new one. Instructions are really simple. It's spray it on, rub it in, give it 5 minutes, and then rub off the excess. It says there might be some haze, and so you gotta kind of buff it out, and then it should be clear and good to go. So let's see what we can do. It does say do this in a well-ventilated area, and just with that little bit of spraying there, I would agree that's a pretty strong odor. But I'm in my large garage, so I think I'm okay. And then I'm just gonna rub it in and make sure it's a nice even coat over the whole area. Work on the back. I mean, if it really is just this easy, and it works, what a great 5-minute improvement to my board. So, really looking forward to seeing how this turns out in the morning. And you know what? I'm gonna let it take the 5 minutes, and then I'll be back, and I'll buff it out again, and I might even test it a little bit with a little bit of water. So, we'll give it a shot. All right, let's get back to this. Let's see how the Never Wet worked. Again, it was super easy. I just cleaned the board just for good measure, and then you spray it on, you wipe it in, wait 5 minutes, and then you gotta buff it out. Remember, it's actually made for windshields and home glass, so not really intended for the top sheet of a monoski, but it might work, and so we're gonna see. For buffing it out and for applying it, all I'm using is just kind of a heavy duty paper towel that I happen to have here in the garage. You can use whatever you need, soft towel or paper towels. And then, you know, when it's on a automotive windshield, you wouldn't want a haze because obviously you wouldn't be able to see through it. And on this board, it's hard to see if there's a haze or not. And so really, I'm just trying to buff it in at this point. And hopefully it will work. And we'll give it a try here in just a moment. I actually thought about doing this in kind of 2 steps and trying the front just to see if it would work, and then leave the tail so I could do a comparison. In the end, I decided I just want to see if it worked at all or not. And based on, again, Board Archive and what he did with his split board, it worked pretty well. And so I'm pretty hopeful. Although he did have kind of the true never wet, which was a 2-stage process as opposed to kind of the more never wet windshield stuff. So we'll see if it works. Again, it's a super easy process if it works. And that's all there really is to it. And the next step is to get it out on the mountain and give it a try. In the meantime, let's see if we have any beading. And so I'm gonna, oh yeah, it definitely beads up in a way that it probably didn't before. And that's just with, you know, a few minutes. I probably should have waited a little bit longer before I tried that, but we'll see if that spot doesn't hold, doesn't repel water as well once we get out there tomorrow. So until then, we'll see you soon. Okay, so how'd the Never Wet do? Well, I got a great day in on the slopes with my family. And the Never Wet actually worked better than I expected. And when I got back home and started looking at the videos, it even worked better than I thought it did on the mountain. And as you can see from this photo where I'm sitting on the lift with my daughter, there's not a lot on the mono, but her skis has quite a bit of snow. And the day was kind of a little bit of fresh snow in the morning, and it snowed throughout the morning, and then it kind of cleared up. And so it wasn't a great powder day to figure out if it worked on powder, because here in the Cascades we don't get really light fluffy powder. It tends to be fairly heavy. And so you can see from the photo that it actually worked. And then if you look at this last photo, it's the last run of the day. I took it right before started heading out, and there's a little bit of snow on the board, on the mono, but not a lot. And so I'm pretty impressed for a 5-minute fix. Although I do really want to try the full Never Wet product that's the 2-part, where you have to apply one part and then apply the other, rather than the more automotive windshield glass Never Wet that I used. So all in all, I think it worked pretty well. It was worth doing. It hasn't discolored the board, and the board hasn't delaminated or anything, so I would overall call it a success. So thanks for checking in.